Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Against the Public for August 16th, 2025. I'm Dana Lane. Thanks for joining me. This is your first look at the early numbers and line movement for Saturday. So let's get right to it. We're jumping into our biggest NFL preseason cards, starting with the first intriguing matchup of the day between the Cleveland Browns and the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles open up -1.5, -15. They haven't bet up to -4, -15 now. Total is up 2 points to 37.5. We see 77% of the money on Philadelphia, 87% on the over. This is going to be interesting because both of these teams practiced together this week. They had two joint practices. Defense was the star of both practices, but of course, there was a lot of skirmishes between the two teams as well. Anytime you sprinkle in a little Eagle, that's exactly what you get. So it's going to be an interesting matchup on Saturday to see how that all culminates. So far, this is the heaviest wagered game on the NFL preseason card. The biggest shift in the number comes from rotation number 417, 418 between the Jets and the Giants. Jets open up -2.5, Giants -3.5 right now. Totals 39.5 after opening up 37.5. We see 95% of the money coming in on the Giants, 87% on the over. Looking forward to see Jackson Dart, who is expected to see more reps in this one. The WNBA features one game between the New York Liberty and the Minnesota Lynx. The Lynx are 2.5, 165.5 is your total. Of course, this is a huge matchup for the Liberty, who trailed the Lynx by 6.5 games. They have fallen into the third spot. No longer, they were in the second spot for most of the year. They're now into that third spot as the Atlanta Dream occupy the second place in the WNBA. Lynx have won 5 straight, including 2 victories against the Liberty. This game tips off at 2 o'clock Pacific time. 2 o'clock, check that, 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock Eastern time. Major League Baseball gets started at 2:20 Eastern time. Pittsburgh Pirates, Chicago Cubs. Mike Burrows, 1-4, 4.66 ERA, goes up against Shota Imanaga, 8-5, 3.19 for the Cubs. Chicago, $2.05 favorite. We look for that number to definitely go up. Totals 9.5 under 15. Of course, Chicago dropped the first game of this series 3-2 to the Pirates. Really in a series that there's no reason why the Cubs should be losing this, but got shut down today. Pirates always play well against the better teams. Can't beat the Rockies, can't beat the White Sox. That's life as a fan of the Pirates. That's life as the fan of the Pittsburgh Pirates. A feature matchup, 6:40 Eastern time between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Cincinnati Reds. Quinn Priester, 11-2. Leaves Pittsburgh and all of a sudden is Cy Young, another name added to that list. He'll go for the Brewers against Zach Littell, 9-8, 3.60 ERA for the Reds. Brewers own an 8-game lead in the Central. The Reds just a half game out of that last wild card spot behind the New York Mets. CFL comes in with 2 games, starting with Hamilton and Saskatchewan at 3 o'clock Eastern time. Riders 3.5, 54.5. Montreal, BC follow that up at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Lions are up to 7.5. 51.5 is your total. Of course, Caleb Evans will be starting behind center for the Alouettes. That's your quick look at Saturday's schedule and numbers from the biggest games on the card. Guys, go to pickdawgz.com where every individual play, every premium play, locked and loaded on the site. You can also get that annual all-access pass for less than $5 or just a little bit over $5 a day. Let's get to your free play for Saturday. Comes from the NFL between the Miami Dolphins and Detroit Lions. Game number 413, 414. Dolphins, 1.5 point road favorite. 37.5 is your total. Number opened up at 34.5, so that's up 3 points after opening up 34.5, up 3 points. That's quite a bit. That's quite a bit of a movement in the second week of the preseason. We get to see if the overtrend continues, of course, cashing 14 of the first 17 games to start the preseason. I like this number at 34.5. It's climbed to 37.5. Which means it's been regulated to a free play. Don't like it as much, but still very much like it enough to give it out for free because first of all, this is a shortened preseason, so you're going to see teams that are going to push tempo. They are going to test teams' depth. They're not going to wait until week 4 to test opposing teams' depth. They're going to see what they have right now because we only have a few games before the regular season starts. Cashing this ticket, of course, is going to come down to Zach Wilson and Kyle Allen. So we're going to go over that 37.5 as your free play for Saturday. Don't forget, guys, I have my premium plays and, my premium and all access plays. I just was thinking I have a few more to add, but we'll have Major League Baseball, WNBA, NFL. We'll keep it to a short schedule because we want to make sure that everybody can get involved. I want to thank you for joining me. Hit that like and subscribe button. You can find me on X at Dana Lane Sports. For Against the Public, I'm Dana Lane. All the best to you and your wagers on Saturday.